Oh, I will be releasing this one on time today, on the 5th, for once. No, not running on Indian time. Wow, what a shock. Mostly because there's good news. There's good news for once in this sad, sad world. Dick Cheney is no longer on this mortal coil. He is no longer experiencing the same life. If there's an afterlife, he's certainly getting. I know you got a job, Miss Cheney, but your husband's lung problems are complicating. Hey, let's begin.
Well, today, former Vice President Dick Cheney is being remembered after he died last night of pneumonia and heart disease. Cheney served under former President George W. Bush from 2001 to 2009. Bush called his death a, quote, loss to the nation.
Not really. What was a loss to the nation were the souls that you guys sent over to Iraq for weapons of mass destruction that never actually existed. That's the real loss to the nation. All those lives that were lost for nothing. And this man helped co-sign it? Nah. No. We're remembering, but we ain't feeling loss.
In the weeks after Hurricane Katrina, the then VP surveyed the extensive damage in New Orleans and on the Mississippi coast and met with residents who had been displaced. Cheney was 84 years old.
Zohran Mamdani.
What a shame. What a shame. What a shame. But in even better news, Mamdani won. And we're going to hear from people in his neighborhood. Hear about it. Now, I'm going to be up front. I'm going to be completely up front with all of you. I'm glad he won. It sends a message. I'm not sure if he can pull any of this off, though. I'm just being real. I hope he can. I hope he can pull a lot of stuff off. Don't get me wrong. I think he'll do a lot of stuff that would be great for, New York City. That'd be, beneficial, but I don't think he's going to do all the stuff that he says he can do, like most politicians. But it's a sign. It's a way of everybody saying we're fed up with how the establishment has been, especially on the Democratic establishment side. We've already been fed up with conservatives and conservative establishments for a long time, but this is our way to stick it to the Democrats for sure and show that, hey, we want change. Status quo ain't doing it. But I hope he can, but I don't see him pulling off much.
He just became the mayor-elect of New York City, and I'm here on Steinway Street in Astoria, his home neighborhood and a longtime hub for Muslim New Yorkers. He'll now become the city's first Muslim and South Asian mayor. I'm going to talk to some of his supporters as they celebrate his historic win.
I'm so excited. I want free buses. I spoke to people in Spain about him. Like, he really united the Muslim community all over the world. Like, honestly, this is a win for New York, but it's also a win for the community in the whole world.
Now remember that other countries look at our Democrats as center right, if not more right. Other countries do things like free buses, universal healthcare, childcare, better pay for workers. They do all this stuff already. So the people in Spain, they're like, yeah, we're taken care of over here. Y'all should be on the same shit. And we should be, but we're not, for some reason. Oh, I don't know. We've been fed lies about socialism and capitalism and told that socialism leads to death and despair and poverty. Meanwhile, capitalism's death, despair, and poverty is everybody else's fault for dying and being in despair and being impoverished. So yeah, no. Yeah, of course other people are kind of excited across the globe because it's like, hey, look at America. That's cool. But that's pretty much it. Until these things move into motion, it's just kind of cool.
Our parents luckily just became citizens right before the primaries. We're so proud to see someone who looks like us, looks like our parents, looks like my little brother, and we hope to see the future of New York City influenced by him in a great way.
What is the first issue that you want to see him tackle?
First
stuff, most importantly, the current Islamophobia occurring today, and more awareness to the prejudice our skin tone, our people feel today.
I feel really great.
Like, man, I feel like he'll bring attention to it, but he's not going to solve that. I feel like that's deep within America's core. It's been that way for a long time. It's going to be that way for a long time because change never comes fast. Yeah, you could have a war. You could, mass murder people. You can do all that kind of stuff on a war scale or a fight for ideas, but now that it's just not gonna breed out that way. And I'm not saying we breed it out either. There's ways to speed it up and change it, but I feel like it's a little bit to put on somebody. I mean, I know what he's saying. I get what he's saying, but it's like America to its core is gonna be like this for a while, and we all just gotta keep pushing through it. There are ways, like I said, there are ways to accelerate it. I don't know all the answers though. I'm only just one person.
That a candidate's actually going to be putting housing at the true top of their bucket list, and it's nice to know that even when he's talking about housing, Zohran's always talking about making sure it's that New Yorkers who are native to New York can actually stay here.
Affordability. Like, that's all that matters to people. No one cares about his skin color, his race, his religion. It's how to make this city affordable and rent. That's it.
To see somebody who's so principled on Palestine and so determined to solve the affordability crisis, that means a lot to me.
I did really like when he was asked about Israel and all that stuff. He's like, my focus is on this. I can't remember what the exact quote was. I just watched it like yesterday. And it's already buried in my history. I already watched way too much on here. But, yeah, no, he literally said, my concern is with the people. Like, not with the state of Israel, not with all that stuff. Like, Palestine is, what's happening in Palestine is immoral, corrupt, and disgusting. But again, like, his focus is on the city. So I even, I think it was the debate. Cuomo was definitely talking about like I don't know. I don't even care to edit this out right now.
And I think he represents not only South Asians, but communities across. I mean, you talk to South Americans, you talk to people from the Middle East, everyone feels like they can relate to Zohran.
This is only like half the journey. Now it's actually like what is he able to implement? What is he able to what's he going to accomplish over the next however many years? So again, like this is super inspiring, but we don't want to just get caught up in the moment.
Let's go to question.
Yeah, see, I like that guy's train of thought there. Do not get caught up in the moment. This is good news, but don't get caught up in the moment. But I gotta ask, mostly for the pun, but what's good, Maine? Maine voters passed a red flag law. Let's see what this is about, man. I didn't know anything about this.
That's the red flag law for Maine. Essentially, it would make it easier than Maine's current yellow flag law for family members and others to petition to have weapons taken away from people deemed to be a risk to themselves or others.
Again, this has been, it looks like it's going the yeses direction. In fact, we do have some breaking news right now.
The fact you got 41% of people who are like, no, at least half of them, at least half of them, are the kind of people that would, like, go under the red flag. Listen, if you or anybody is like, you're completely concerned about them, like, either going to a mass shooting or hurting themselves or hurting anybody, we need these kind of laws to where, like, yo, I'm concerned about this dude. Like, he may not be making open threats, but here he is in text message. Here are his posts, and these are kind of concerning. Need to look into it because, like, how many things could we have stopped if we had something like this red flag law coming on? So good for Maine. Like, really, what's good, Maine?
Now, the Associated Press officially projecting the Yes on Two side is the winner. And we understand there's an event happening in Portland right now. I believe it's at RERA in Portland where they're addressing the crowds right now. And I believe speaking about this, they are projecting themselves and declaring victory. Let's go ahead and listen in.
concern of others who may have worked against us and against the people of Maine and their safety. But tonight is for us. Tonight we have proven the impossible possible, and we have shown that we are only limited by what we assume to be politically unfeasible. We've shown that the gun lobby may pretend that their political influence overwhelms us, but we know that there are more of us than there are of them. We know that Mainers reject an old false choice between gun rights and gun responsibility, that we can respect the freedom to own guns and also respect that communities should have the freedom to feel safe and to be safe. That kids should have the freedom to not worry about school shooters, that moms like me should have the freedom to not worry every morning when we drop off our kids at school. Creating a safer future is a choice. It is a choice that all of us together in this movement make every day. Thank you so much for your support. Thank you for all of your efforts. Thank you for being here. Thank you for being a part of this incredible movement, both tonight and in the days, months, and years to come.
Honestly, this is good news. We've had such an uproar in New Jersey, New York, Virginia, and apparently even with this in Maine. This is great. This is we need this momentum to come. And if we get out of this and we at least get a blue president, then we need to remember progress takes time. One thing that I've been sick of since I was a kid in like middle school, high school, when you start becoming politically aware in some sense, one thing that really irritated me is how much we go back and forth between Democrat, Republican. My teacher, a government teacher, she was wrong in 2016. She was dead wrong, but she didn't really know what was going to happen then. That was 2014. We didn't really know. But she had told me in all of the class, like she said, watch, there is a pattern that this country goes through. Like she said, for instance, we had two terms of Clinton. We had 2 terms of Bush. We'll have 2 terms of Obama. And then we'll probably have 2 terms of whoever comes after Obama. She's technically right. But where it messed up is she was also, I think she was slightly expecting Clinton to win. Because there were rumblings back then. That she was gonna do it. But regardless of that, she had thought that there's gonna be 2 Republican terms and then 2 Democrat terms, so it kind of repeats like that. This whole thing has been topsy-turvy way too fast, way too quick. So I'm already tired of this pattern, man. We got to do something different. We have to realize that progress comes when progress comes. It comes slowly. One last thing before I move on. 7 generations. We have the 7 generations. You have to think about what you do, how it could affect the 7 generations after you. You have to realize that progress isn't instant. That's why I'm cool with Mamdani. That's why I'm like, he may not get everything done, but he's going to do something, and it's a message. You have to follow the 7 generation rule. You must think about what's going to happen 7 generations from now when you vote for something or you go against something. These are the things we all must think about. And even though I'm recording this around 2:43, good morning.